Good morning, everyone. My name is Lamine Perkins, and I'm the Assistant Director of Community Engagement at NC Child. I work closely with Adam and Eva, and have had the great privilege of working closely with Ebony and Michelle and a few other folks that are on the call today over the past few months. I'd like to just spend a few minutes talking about NC Child's community engagement strategy and how these local hubs fit into that strategy. As Representative Quick pointed out, we know that in order to secure the policy wins needed for children across North Carolina, it is going to take a strong group of advocates from all across the state. It's going to include the voices of parents and educators and service providers, community leaders, youth, the faith community, lots of other folks, and each and every one of you that are on this call today. The Child Advocacy Network is NC Child's strategy for building that powerful community of advocates across the state. We have a digital network of individuals and organizations that receive information and action alerts that is a part of our strategy. But over the past few years, we have really shifted our focus to lifting up the voices of local advocates, parents, and youth across the state. To accomplish this goal, we have developed a youth advocacy council that allows high school students the opportunity to advocate on the issues impacting their local communities. We've also worked to develop a parent advisory council to really help inform our health policy advocacy work and ensure that the voices of parents are at the table as our state goes through this big shift with Medicaid to a managed care model. And most recently, we began building multi-issue, multiracial local hubs across the state. These local hubs act as local chapters of our Child Advocacy Network. Our first hub was established in Wayne County in 2018. And since then, we've launched hubs in Western North Carolina, New Hanover County, and I can't tell you how excited I am to be with you all here today, launching our fourth hub in Guilford County. The lead organization with the hub of each hub receives a small annual grant to help support a staff person who will really serve as the point of contact for local members. And then NC Child will also provide ongoing support in the form of trainings like the one that Adam did back in February that Michelle mentioned, technical assistance, and information on relevant data and public policies on the as needed basis. Hubs participate in all kinds of activities, from hosting community forums to putting on trainings and attending legislative meetings. Each hub is really unique and their priorities differ based on the needs that local advocates and participating members in the community have identified. In Western North Carolina, the hub works to support the Western NC Early Education Coalition and represents 18 counties in the region. They have met with state and local leaders across the region. And I'm getting a little bit of background noise. So if everyone can make sure that you're muted, that would be great. They have, in Western NC, they've also advocated on a wide variety of issues, ranging from Medicaid expansion to raise the age, to census funding, and funding to support our collapsing childcare industry in the wake of COVID-19. In New Hanover County, the local hub has supported efforts of the Resiliency Task Force. Much of their work really focuses on addressing adverse childhood experiences and building a more resilient community. They've engaged in lots of activities like voter engagement. They wrote letters to the editor on various issues impacting their community, attended meeting with legislators, and done lots of other things as well. We are fortunate to have the leader of the Wayne County Hub here with us today to tell you more about their efforts. And so I will give Patricia an opportunity to talk to you a little bit about her work in just a moment. But I guess the point is, and as you can see, each hub's local priorities are driven by those who best understand the needs of the community, local advocates like all of you. The goal of the hub is not to replace or replicate the amazing work that's already happening in the community, but really to provide some support that will allow a staff person to spend time working with local advocates to coordinate your efforts so that we're able to leverage our unified voices in order to build power and secure the policy wins that kids in Guilford County and all of North Carolina need. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Patricia Beier, who leads our Wayne County Hub, to talk a little bit about their work.
Good morning, everyone. I am like Lamine and Adam and everyone else who has spoken before me. And Ebony, I'm very excited about what's going on in Guilford. I'm so excited and actually recognize and know quite a few faces, and I'm glad to see Lamisha, good morning, and others that I know in the Guilford County child advocacy and child early education arena. And so I'm excited that you all are getting started. It's an exciting time. We have a lot of challenges for those of us who, advocate for children and families on a daily basis. But I think that instead of seeing obstacles, we can always see opportunity. And that's the way I look at it. And I'm so excited that you all are about to engage in these processes as we work together to kind of make sure that we have combined efforts to represent all the children in this great state of North Carolina and to make sure all of them have great outcomes. And so that's so important. Just want to make mention of a few things that we have going on here, but also just to talk about, from our perspective here, about what I believe this partnership with NC Child has done for us here in Wayne County. And for those of you who might not know, Wayne County is Goldsboro. There's some other cities here too, but of course that's the one you might recognize, the other borough. And so just want to make sure you know that. But really, we've had a great time. Oh, it's been almost 3 years now. I was thinking about it a little bit earlier. Started in 2018 around the summer, so about 2.5 years that we've been doing this and being able to have these efforts. And like Lamine said, I just really want to echo a lot of the things that she said. This is not really a way to duplicate or to have another meeting or take the place of anything else that's already going on. But I do believe, and like Representative or Reverend Quick, I do believe in alliteration too. And so I'm just thinking about it in terms of our, 4 C's, the things that I really believe this experience has brought to Wayne County. And one thing is I believe that we've been able to coalesce our message and our vision for children here in the county, in the community. We've been able to do that through a lot of efforts and support that we've had with NC Child, which I think is important. We've been able to convene some sometimes difficult conversations. As you all know, sometimes these conversations are not easy to have with policymakers and elected officials, and even amongst ourselves sometimes. These are not necessarily easy conversations to have when we think about the broad spectrum of needs that we have for children and what some of these things entail when we look at, in fact, things like, race equity and distribution of resources and things of that nature. These are not always easy conversations, but convening the conversation, I believe, is important. I believe it's also giving us an opportunity to channel resources. We're able to channel our resources together and also to receive that support sometimes from NC Child to look at additional resources that we as a community may not have tapped into that may be helpful to us as we engage in these efforts. Champion collaborations. There's a lot of community groups, as you all know. Your county is probably 2 or 3 times the size of ours, but still there's a lot of folk who, you work together, you serve on different councils and committees, but this gives us an opportunity to come together, to really to really be champions of collaboration and all of our efforts for children. And I think I want to kind of echo that Representative Quick said too, is that sometimes it's, what I always remind folk here in Wayne County about is that it's not about politics, it's about policy. That's how I look at it. And so what policies are, regardless of your politics, what do you believe are the policies that are great for children? And so, and that's how we try to go about this work. I'm really here, to answer any questions you might have. I know this is an early meeting and maybe the beginning of a meeting, and also just to really kind of, to encourage you and to let you know this is a wonderful thing. that your community is about to engage upon, and it is going to bring great it's going to bring great things for children in your community, but also not just for your community there in Guilford, which is very important, but as we work together to change and to make an impact for children across the state of North Carolina. So I'm excited about it. And, you know, we've done a lot of things here. We had an event here that we called Coffee and Conversations for Children, where we brought in those who were running for elected office to talk about those policies that were important to them as relates to children. We've done letters to the editor, and we've done a lot of other things in advocacy for children's issues, looking at the legislative agenda that Adam mentioned, but also other things that we believe might be important. It's a time for you to give your input and your support to this process. So again, I'm just super excited about it. And I just want to say welcome as a hub from another hub to this, what I believe is a very impactful process, and it will be a very impactful collaborative effort that you all are about to engage in. Thank you.
Thank you, Patricia. And if folks have questions for Patricia about how the Wayne County Hub has operated, please feel free to put it into the chat or unmute yourselves.
Good morning, everyone. Rhonda Anderson, Presidency of the Ymca of Greensboro. I just want to thank you all for the opportunity to have the YMCA to serve in this capacity. We're really excited about this opportunity, and Ebony is the right person to help lead this effort for us. And so we look forward to being that voice that pulls together other like-minded organizations in our community to advocate on behalf of children. The YMCA has a long history of that. We actually have advocates now at the state level through our YMCA association here in North Carolina, and also at the federal level in Washington, D.C. So we see this as a continuation of the work that we're doing, and just delighted to be part of what's going to be happening in Guilford County. So thank you, Patricia, for your words of encouragement. I know that we'll be connecting with you, and thank you to Lamine and Adam for your support of us in helping to bring together our community in order to serve children. And I don't know if Reverend Amos is still on the line, but thank you, sir. That was an inspiring message.
Thank you, Rhonda. And so hearing no questions from Patricia. Patricia, again, thank you so much for taking the time to join the call, to share your experience, and to give some encouragement to our new hub in Guilford County. At this point in the agenda, I think I will turn it back over to Ebony to talk a little bit about where we go from here.
All right, thank you, Lamine. Thank you, Rhonda, Patricia, Amos, Adam. This has been just a great experience. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled, and I'm also nervous. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I am still nervous, but I'm excited about this work, and I'm excited about having this strong group of agencies together to make this real, hard, messy, encouraging, engaging work possible. Thank you. So please mark your calendars for January 27th. We will be having an Advocacy 101 meeting. This meeting will be for novice and experienced advocates alike. In this meeting, you'll learn who your representatives are, how to reach them, and how to effectively advocate. If you're already knowledgeable in this area, please hop on anyway to provide your knowledge and insight. Everything is every information, everything that you can provide is valuable. If you're interested in reaching out to your local officials, please leave your information, your name and your email in the chat. Our call to action for this meeting is for you to introduce yourselves to and your agencies to our newly elected officials. We have quite a few of them, and they could to connect with each other. I'll be reaching out to many of you personally, and I know some of you personally already, so that's pretty awesome, to set up a virtual meeting to learn about you, your work, and your passions. I look forward to this amazing journey of impact and change together. Let's be daring, dogmatic, and determined, guys. We're going to now open the floor, I believe, for questions. If you need to hop off, you can. You're welcome to do so, but we will leave the chat portion open for the next few minutes. If you have any questions for me, I'm not going to promise I can answer them all, but if you have any questions for me or for any of our NC Child participants or Michelle or whomever, you can stay on. Otherwise, thank you so much. Let's do this thing together. You can take yourself off mute if you'd like.
All right, well, we'll stop the recording now, but we are going to stay on until 11 o'clock just to make sure that no one else has any questions or comments. But again, this was really, really exciting. I can't begin to tell you how excited we all are and how grateful we are that you took some time out of your morning to join us. And we are looking forward to continuing our work in the future.